Oh, I'm looking forward to the bit when she writes the Maple Leaf Rag and the Entertainer. Hello, Dullbedsitblogger here, and this evening I went to see Janis, Little Girl Blue, which is all about Janis Joplin. And, well, it was quite a good documentary. Quite a lot of sort of followed her through from school right up until her death, and something that I noticed a lot was that it used a lot of actual film footage from the time, and I think probably she's part of an era when film was perhaps a bit more easily accessible, so she was able to have film footage from reasonably early in her career, and also with media kind of as it was opening out in the 60s, and the kind of counterculture that was just going on in San Francisco. So that was quite interesting, seeing all these different gigs and interviews and bits of her just larking about in the studio. It kind of showed Janis when she was in her hometown that she was kind of very much a round peg in a square hole. And then when she eventually moved to California, she kind of found her people. And unfortunately that came with sort of drugs and and the associated problems. She kept trying to stop with the heroin and alcohol, but I think she found it difficult not to. Well, obviously, it was quite an interesting film. A friend of mine that I went to see it with, she said that she felt it lacked something. She couldn't quite put a finger on what it lacked, but I kind of see what they mean. It was quite interesting. I knew very little about the history of Janis Joplin, so it was good for me stepping in as a noob. I knew a couple of the songs, a couple of the well-known songs. My mum liked to listen to Janis Joplin, and her raw, and full of emotional voice. It was quite something that I felt was quite interesting was when people were leaving the cinema. Everyone was silent. It wasn't a case of people talking about it. Everyone was kind of silent in a quite contemplative, solemn kind of mood. I know they'd spoken about Janis's death, but even when I went to see Johnny Cash, the Johnny Cash film, or the Ray Charles film, it didn't feel so sombre when people were leaving. This felt so sombre. I think part of it was if she just had friends actually with her, and she had friends and people who cared for her, and just at that moment she didn't. So it was quite interesting. It kind of was a little pinpoint in a particular part of music, culture, history. So, yes. Janis, Little Girl Blue, give it a thumbs up. Bye bye.